Hey folk, how are you doing? Getting really close to 100 days of doing this now. It's gone on a little bit longer than I originally thought I would manage to carry on with, but this is a good thing. Lighting set up for a YouTube video, don't worry about it. So this weekend's been quite a difficult one, to be honest. It's been a balance of me trying to balance obligations to multiple people, not let people down, or feel bad about doing certain things. It's been a significant level of adulting and a lot of stuff that didn't need to be I feel as much as an issue as it has been, but yeah, kind of balancing the cost of living with doing things, spending time with the family, and kind of like not upsetting people by doing things that you don't want to do or can't do because of all of the other reasons. I suppose it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's hard to convey, like tell everybody everything all of the time, basically, to not upset them. Where sometimes people are on trying to help by saying or doing certain things, but then that just compounds the issues for other people. Nobody really knows what's going on in everybody else's life, and that can be a problem, I suppose. And that's what it's been like. It's been significantly. Why? So this is difficult to kind of talk about. It's been very hard to make sure everybody was appeased to a certain level, and that's come at the expense of me feeling like mentally, emotionally, and physically drained. My missus had to wake me up this morning. I never sleep that long at the moment. I've been really struggling with sleep, and I slept from like 10 all the way up to almost 20 to 8 this morning, and I was just zonked. I couldn't deal with people. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. Certainly today, it's not as positive as I have been. Everything's kind of starting to get on me again at the moment, and that's a me problem. Just to kind of make sure there's that delineation between what I can do, who I can make happy, what I need to do to make everything kind of work. So yeah, I'm sure everybody has the same thing, but this is my outlet for it. This is turned into, I suppose, my diary rather than me writing it every day. I can talk about it, and I think you should, because if you don't, then it gets into your head and you end up having a breakdown. And trust me, that is not fun. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. So yeah, talk to people if you're struggling, and don't feel like you have a responsibility for other people's happiness or making sure that they are enabled to do what they do. You should help people. You should help family, friends, strangers in need, and all of that stuff. But sometimes you've just got to put yourself first, and you shouldn't have to feel like you have to explain stuff to people. And that's one of the other things that irks me. And it doesn't irk me as such, but I've talked about it before. People giving undue opinions, and sometimes like in the hobby space, that's fine. That's part of it. But I mean, in life in general, giving, you can have coffee conversations with people that are just you offloading. You're not necessarily looking for advice or anything like that, but people will give you advice where they don't understand the nuances. They're not embroiled in like process or what that means. They kind of seeing it from an outside perspective, and sometimes that can be useful, but sometimes it's counterproductive, because it feels like you're being judged by not being able to do something or struggling with something because it's easier. It's like, just do this, just do that. That's all you need to do, isn't it? Or why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do it that way? Well, it's like, well, I didn't do it this way or that way, and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that because of all of these reasons. Now, I get frustrated when I have to have those conversations with people. It's often, if I'm comfortable with somebody, I overshare to the point of it may sound like I'm asking for advice, but I'm not. And sometimes that can be with relative strangers. If I get on with somebody, I loosen up and I'll talk about stuff. But perhaps that's something that I need to work on as part of my personal development and figure that out longer term. So yeah, that's kind of where I am today. I think it's going to be a difficult month, this one. But we'll get through it. It's positive. We've got all kinds of great stuff going on. I say we, I mean me. Certainly in this space, that's great. They've got a lot of interesting stuff coming up and some stuff that I want to talk about. Some really good comments left by some folk as well that I want to touch on some of the things that kind of, I guess, tangentially related to this conversation, but we'll see. I'm going to keep these to I don't really want to go more than 5 minutes, so I'm going to leave this one for today. I'm going to crack back on. It's gaming night tonight, so this was done to get out of the way today, and I'm going to enjoy some social time with some friends for an hour or so before we all get too tired and then have to go back to our respective actual lives. But it's good. Right, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Don't let things get you down, and remember to talk to people, alright? You're not alone. Later.